What's going on, swim fans? In this video, we are working on our breaststroke pull. Now, this is part 3 in our series. I have the entire series here. If you haven't already watched part 1 and 2 on the timing and the kick, I recommend you go and watch those videos. But here today, we are working on what we're doing with our upper body, also incorporating the timing. In this video, I'm gonna share with you a workout along with a few different drills that you can work on your breaststroke pull. Now, I did mention in the last video of this series how important the kick is. Now, that doesn't mean the pull is not important. And some of the drills that we're actually going to work on really do incorporate the totality of the stroke. Anytime we're working on improving in swimming, we have to think about it from a holistic perspective. What that means is we're not just thinking about one part of the stroke or one part of training, but we're actually thinking about it from every perspective. And in fitness, we think about that from dry land, strength and conditioning, swimming, technique, training, nutrition, all that good stuff. So in this video, we're working on the pull. At the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you some pro tips so that way you can maximize your breaststroke pull. If you guys are ready, I'm ready, let's go. Today's drill set is powered by the MySwimPro app and my Apple Watch. I have the entire workout right here on my wrist, and after a short freestyle warm-up, I'm gonna do all the different strokes like I normally do to get my body ready for the main drill session. And because we're working on technique, I'm gonna go 4 25s of each drill, and we're really focusing on the pull. So the first one, we're gonna focus on front skull. Now the front skull is a little bit tricky for a beginner swimmer to pick up, so don't be afraid if you're going pretty slow. The way it works, you're gonna be flat on the surface of the water, and you're gonna drop your fingertips to the bottom, trying to get your forearm as vertical as you can. You have 2 early vertical forearms, and you're just gonna swipe back and forth with your hands vertical in the water. It's as if you're putting frosting on a cake. So think about that when you're treading water, the way that you put frosting on a cake, you're doing the same motion, and the idea here is to develop your feel of the water and also to get your hands and your forearms comfortable with that position. And if you can develop your feel of the water, this is actually going to help in all the different strokes, not just breaststroke. So this is a skill that you can do with a pull buoy to keep your hips at the surface. You can also have a light kick with your feet to keep yourself moving and give you a little bit of a boost. You can also use a snorkel so you don't have to worry about breathing. But if you do need to breath, you can just lift your head up. It's really important that you don't take small strokes. Instead, you focus on that frosting motion. So you're swiping your hands back and forth, trying to use your pinky all the way to your thumb and the entire surface area of not just your hand, but also your entire forearm. Once you get a feel of that, the next drill we're gonna do is a 25 breaststroke where we're gonna swim breaststroke pull with a dolphin kick. Now the way this works, you're doing a full-on breaststroke pull, but instead of doing the breaststroke frog kick, which we worked on in the last drill down series, you're going to do a dolphin kick. Now I recommend using fins because this will give you a lot more propulsion, and you really want to focus on driving your hands forward, and the added propulsion of a dolphin kick, if you're strong at dolphin kick or even if you're wearing fins, is really going to send your hands forward. You still want to have the same timing of pull, kick, and glide. The difference is you're not going to be able to glide as long because you need to have a little bit of momentum to keep things moving. After you've mastered the breaststroke pull with a butterfly kick, we're gonna speed things up and we're gonna go breaststroke pull with a freestyle kick. Now the biggest difference between a freestyle kick and a butterfly kick with this drill is you're still doing the breaststroke pull. The difference comes in the intensity and the tempo. So when you're doing freestyle kick, you're gonna have to kick much more aggressively and your tempo is gonna have to be a lot more consistent. Remember, when you're doing dolphin kick, similar to the butterfly stroke, you're actually gonna have a tempo and pattern that matches your stroke. When you're doing freestyle kick, it's a lot more explosive of a movement. You're gonna need a little bit more rest, and it's more difficult to maintain this with a high quality pull over a longer period of time. So I normally break up only into 25s. I really can't do this very well for more than a 25 unless I have fins on. Similar to dolphin kick with the breaststroke pull, you want to do this with the highest level of precision and technique focus, otherwise you're not really going to help yourself out. Same as the butterfly kick, you want to repeat in your head, pull, kick, glide. The difference is you don't stop kicking and flutter, you're going to keep that continuous motion and really power with your hands forward. Now the last part of this series is to do 2 butterfly strokes followed by 2 breaststroke strokes. Now the first time you try this, it might feel a little funky, but you just gotta make sure you're doing the full strokes with butterfly and then you're gonna transition into breaststroke. Now the idea of this drill is to really maximize the short axis element of breaststroke. So there's only 2 strokes that have a short axis pattern, and that means butterfly and breaststroke. Freestyle and backstroke are what we call long axis strokes, and that means you're rotating along a center axis. So if you have a dotted line that goes right through your head, through your body, that's how you rotate in freestyle and backstroke. A short axis stroke like breaststroke and butterfly operate a little bit differently because you have a little bit of an up-down pattern, which is not how it works in freestyle and backstroke. So when you're doing this drill, the goal of alternating breaststroke and butterfly is to maintain that short axis tempo and cadence. And you really want to focus on driving your body forward. Just like in butterfly and breaststroke, you don't really want to focus on having an up and down movement so much as driving your body forward. And that's one of the most important components to leverage that kick, which we talked about in the last series, is 80% of your breaststroke tempo and power. Now, once you put it all together, you're gonna be swimming breaststroke so much more efficiently. The next part of the workout is to actually apply these drills to a short set, so that way we can practice the technique and keep that undulation and tempo going. So we're gonna do 5 100s where we're gonna alternate between breaststroke and freestyle. The first one is a 100 freestyle, and then the second one is going to be a 25 breaststroke followed by a 75 free. Then we'll go 50 breast, 50 free, then 75 breast, 25 free, and the final one is a 100 breaststroke, and I'm gonna go off the block to show you guys what my breaststroke technique looks like when I piece it all together. Now the goal is not to go fast. When I swim this set, I think I'm only taking a few strokes per length. It's a 25-meter pool, and I'm really focusing on maximum distance per stroke, driving my hands at the surface level of the water into the streamline, and I repeat to myself, pull, kick, glide. Now it's really important not to rush the stroke when you put it all together because we are focusing on the pull, grabbing as much water as possible and maximizing that distance per stroke. Now breaststroke's a very technical stroke. You can always improve. So if you want to check out more drills like this, make sure you check out the MySwimPro app. There you can get a personalized plan for you so you can swim faster and smarter than ever before. The breaststroke pull is so important, but you know what's even more important? Making sure you breathe through every single stroke, and that's what the next video is all about in this series, how to improve your breaststroke breathing. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you over there.